I want to thank you all so much for stopping by. Today's video is about life is what you make it. I know you're thinking, you're like, great, another fantastic cliche video. Oh my gosh. Literally, Auntie at the church always says when I'm feeling depressed, life is what you make it. This is not one of those videos, okay? It really isn't. So bear with me. Now, when I say life is what you make it, it's true. Now, some of us were dealt a shitty hand. Some of us experience more extreme emotions than others. Some of us feel like we don't live a normal life. And, that's just the cards that were dealt. But from there on, it is up to us to make the difference, make the change. Now, we don't have to do it alone, but we have to be the catalyst. We have to get it started. We have to get it going. So perspective is key. Now, you can't change your perspective overnight. Perspective is just the exact way you see the world or the way you see certain things. And it's just about changing your perspective to have a more positive outlook on things. And you may say, like, oh, that's woo-woo BS. I thought he said in the beginning that this wasn't going to be like talk yourself into being happy. I was like, technically you have to talk yourself into it, but it takes effort. Like, if I lost my keys right now, I can't just wish for my keys to just pop up into my hand. So I don't know why we treat this emotion of happiness as the same thing as an item that is lost. That should just something that is lost that should just appear, because we should treat it as the set of keys that we gotta look for it. We can find them because it is tangible. We have felt it before, but it has to be looked for. So usually the best way to look for happiness is to start looking for positivity in all these situations. Now, I was listening to a great video the other day, and I'm terribly sorry, and I cannot recall it. I'll try and find it. But I was listening to a great video, and they pretty much stated that when something else negative pops up in your life, you can either say, oh, great, this sucks. Why is this always happening to me? This always happens. Bad things just continuously happen to me. Guess what? You just chose the perspective of somebody whose life sucks. Now let's change it up a little bit. Something happens. If you respond as, this situation is in my way for a reason. Now, no, I'm not trying to woo-woo nonsense. Like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm not going to get into spirituality, religion, any of that. I'm just trying to say that every challenge that comes into your way, if you solve it, you are 1,000 times more prepared for the next time that something like that happens. So that's my opinion and take on it. So every time that I chose to respond in a productive way to a problem, the next time it occurred, I didn't sweat it. I was like, oh, I've been through this before. Yeah, it's not ideal, it is not great, but guess what? We don't live all of our lives in comfortability, and nor should we look to live all of our lives in comfortability. So, when something comes into your way, you're like, oh, yeah, handle it, move on, and on to the next one. So the second part of life's what you make it. If you're not where you want, make a plan. You can whine all day about not being happy about where you're at. You're not living in the nicest place. You hate your job. Your significant other's a jerk. Your family doesn't respect you. Guess what? All of these are solvable problems. You need to make a plan. Because I'm telling you right now, if you have an issue of where you live, but you're still buying Starbucks every day, guess what? It's still your fault, and no one else should care. If you are self-sabotaging yourself, then why do you... If you're if you're self-sabotaging yourself, then why do you think anybody should feel bad? If you complain to other people that you're broke, and then you just bought yourself a brand new iPhone, you're paying for the internet, you're paying for all that extra nonsense, whose fault is it? So, I was in a dead-end town, could not find true happiness if I freaking ran into it, because the people were narrow-minded. There's not many good jobs. So guess what? I up and made a plan, and now I live in Hawaii. But I had to be real with myself first. I had to be real with my spending. I had to be real with myself and my emotions, because I knew that if I was the same bitter person over there in Binghamton, I'd be the same bitter person here. So if you do not make a plan, if you do not put in the work, nothing changes. And I'm not saying that you have to do this all alone either. If you reach out to somebody and ask, hey, I'm stuck, I need help, can you help me? Instead of, this sucks, things won't get better, blah, 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 blah. Look at me, I'm a victim, blah, 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 blah. So if you take anything away from today, you can change everything about your life. Just sit down, write out what you want, and then write out how you're going to get there. What are you willing to sacrifice to be exactly where you want to be? And if you need help, send me a DM. I love planning this stuff out. But I don't want the victim mentality. I want someone who wants to change. Thank you so much for watching the video. Now, if you or anyone you know needs assistance due to mental illness or any difficulties in life, now we have a resource down below. It's relentless-nature/get help. And in this section, we include a bunch of free resources that go towards helping pay your bills, helping take care of your prescriptions, receiving counseling. We have the crisis lines all on there, and a bunch of other resources. Going through what you're going through can already be overwhelming enough. Then when you consider all the other things that you need to be able to pay for rent, food, take care of medications, doctor's appointments, all that extra stuff, it can just seem like an enormous mountain to climb. So we believe that the easier it is for you, the better and more hope. Hopefully it makes it 1,000 times easier to get everything that you need. All the resources are free. So, and another fantastic option on top of that is that you can share your story or talk about a topic with us so that we can put it on here, or you can end up being on our channel. And well, the purpose of that is your story matters. Your story can be the difference of somebody believing in that they can get better or not. So to all of you out there, wish you the best on your recovery. We're here for you. And if you're supporting others on their recovery journey, don't give up on them, because they would never give up on you. And we are all here for each other. Keep being relentless.